Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shrimp City Report. My name is Devin, and I'm joined today with DJ. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Excited about our interview today. Coming from the hotbed of Nashville.
It is. It is Nashville. And coming from Nashville,
Yeah.
it is our friend Jane, or our new friend, Jane Rose. How are you doing, Jane?
I am fabulous. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So Jane is joining with her. Listen, let's go ahead and tell me what is the name of the backing band, or your band is now the Deadends, right?
Yes, that's right. They're now Jane Rose and the Deadends.
Okay, because I saw that it used to be Dead End Boys. So Jane is playing this weekend at the Rockabillaque Festival in Charleston, South Carolina, in the little part of North Charleston called Park Circle, where we're from.
Yeah.
So it's a festival. It's a big rockabilly festival. It's a lot of everything that's kind of in that, what do they call it, the custom culture. So Jane,
Yeah.
you are really like award-winning rockabilly. Tell me about that kind of music.
Yeah.
Tell me about that kind of music.
Yeah, so I would say that we span the genre of rockabilly, but also spill over a little bit into some of the R&B and alt country. But we're definitely a neo-rockabilly, which is just more modern rockabilly than what would be like the original Stun artist. But yes, I did. I won the Ameripolitan Award for Best Female Rockabilly Artist in 2023.
That's so fantastic. And it's right. And it's so recent. DJ, if I got that kind of award, I think I'd get a tattoo on my forehead that said it, you know.
Absolutely. But that's not all. You're also currently endorsed by Gresh as well, right?
Yes, I am. Happily endorsed by Gretsch Guitars.
That's amazing. It's prestigious, and just seeing all the stuff you've accomplished, especially so recently too.
Well, thank you.
Jane, how long have you been doing this? Have you always been into this kind of music, or just kind of, drift into it?
I always liked it. For about the first 5 years of my musical career, I pursued more of the singer-songwriter genre. I wrote over 50 original songs, but then I discovered Brian Setzer. I got a Gretsch guitar, I got a tattoo, and switched to rockabilly. I loved the music, and it made me move on stage. And that's when I was like, you know what? This is what makes me happy. This is what I got to do.
How long have you been based out of Nashville?
I went where the music took me. I lived most of my teenage years in Kentucky, and there just wasn't enough rockabilly musicians in Kentucky. So I moved down to Nashville in about 2010.
I bet Kentucky had a lot of, country music and all that. There was that. Or what part of Kentucky were you in?
So I was in the Elizabethtown, Louisville area, and
Okay.
a lot of the music scene in Louisville at the time was primarily like alternative rock and metal.
So when you decided to move to Nashville, did you do it for a job, family relocation, or did you move to pursue music?
Primarily for music. I tried St. Louis out for about a year because I found some like-minded musicians there, but the South was still calling me. So after about a year in St. Louis, I decided, you know what? Music is where my heart is. This is where the musicians are. I can get a job anywhere. Let's go to Nashville.
Did you feel intimidated? Because honestly, the first thing I think of when I think of a lot of like rockabilly, of course, is Nashville. Going into all these existing, where it has such a hotbed of different bands and artists. What were your feelings when you first entered? Like you're going to fight the world, or was it
intimidating?
Yeah, intimidating.
It was exciting. I just visited for like a weekend, and I went down to Robert's Western World, and there was this rockabilly artist named Harry Fontana. He'd been in Nashville at the time. This is 2010. He'd been in Nashville for over 20 years, and he was actually from Helsinki originally. And he didn't even know me, but I told him, I like rockabilly. Yeah, I could do me a Wanda Jackson tune. So he just got me up, not knowing me, and I got to sing with him. And what I later learned were pretty famous musicians on bass and drums. And I was like, man, if there's a place in this town amongst all this modern country music for Harry Fontana, then there's a place here for me, and there's musicians here that'll want to play it. So I was just really excited and raring to go.
That's amazing. And it's nice to hear that there's so many, I guess, like-minded artists are willing to, just do jam sessions. It's not all cutthroat,
No, there is a lot of camaraderie here. There is, of course, a lot of competition too, because, if you're not going to do it, well, somebody else will, and they'll do it for free. So it turns to be a very, it's very oversaturated in the way that, Lower Broadway, the bars kind of take advantage of it, is I guess what I'm trying to say, is that, these musicians that play in those bars downtown, and they're playing 4 hours straight with no breaks. No guaranteed pay. It's all tips. And I just can't believe it. I'm like, holy cow. I feel like that would suck the soul right out of me. But I would go and visit my friends and support them because, I'd want to see a friendly face if I was them.
Yeah, I mean, it is Mecca there. So everyone's going there. A few friends that have done that as well. So I can see. I wonder about some of the ones that go there and maybe their dreams are a little broken and maybe find work doing something else with some other session or background. So picking up the Deadends. Tell me about them. How did you get with them?
So, back when Craigslist was a thing and not full of scammers, I found some like-minded musicians. And I mean, Nashville really is a place to meet everybody, meet all kinds of musicians. You need a bass player, order a pizza. Guaranteed they're probably going to be a bass player, drummer, guitar player. You know what I mean? So just finding people that wanted to play good music was pretty easy. I've had different dead ends throughout the years. People have come and gone. Sadly, our original drummer passed away many years ago. And I've had a few different fill-ins here and there. And now my husband is my drummer, Wayne Harper.
Oh, that's awesome.
And, and with Nashville being like the epicenter of music, recording and touring, there's a lot of people that are in a lot of different bands. So sometimes you have to have a few different guitar players, a few different drummers, a few different, well, not drummers for me, but a few different bass players. I'm really, really lucky that I have a full-time bassist with me. His name's Shane Vale. I've known him for many years. He's played off and on for me, and I finally convinced him to move back to Nashville, and now he's back to playing bass for me again, as he should. And my guitar player, my primary guitar player actually lives up in Louisville, Kentucky. Call him Evil Steve because he's got a big, long, evil mustache.
Okay.
Nicest person in the world, but he's called Evil Steve. And then, we have another friend of ours that if Steve can't make a show, because he also has got a full-time job that, I have another person that can fill in. So I'm pretty lucky to have several people that I consider good friends and bandmates that can jump in and play any shows that come through.
That's great. And speaking of shows, just seeing the giant list of people that you've opened for and played with was amazing to me. Did I read that correctly that you opened up for Corey Feldman?
Yes, I did. Absolutely.
That's crazy. That's awesome. What was that like?
It was great. It was kind of surreal in a way, to be watching him on stage. And it was such a happenstance. Like I just happened into the show. I saw him playing at City Winery and he didn't have an opener, but he had just played up in Louisville and my friend's band opened for him. And I thought, well, heck, if they had them and they're kind of a rockabilly, psychobilly band open, maybe he'll help me. So I just reached out and it worked out great. But like, he was such a down to earth person. He was so nice, so down to earth. His bass player is Robert Mitchum's grandson. And I was talking with him for a little bit and they were just the nicest people. I mean, it was so surreal. He's a performer. He knows he's not the world's best singer. He puts on a show and that's what it is. And it's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. He leaves everything on the floor when he goes and plays. Yeah. I think that's good. I love shows where there's genre mashups. I mean, I love going to a show and seeing a punk show, but 6 of the same style, basically. I think it's cool when someone does take a chance as far as bookers and promoters and switches it up. And it sounds like y'all are putting yourself out there for any kind of action.
Oh, absolutely. We played a Halloween party Friday night and somebody asked if we did birthdays and I said, yeah, we play everywhere. We play anywhere, everywhere. What you want?
In a general set list, how much is going to be in originals as far as percentage?
Like a 45-minute set, it's at least 90% originals.
I guess you got to dig in and get a couple of really, really cool covers though. Okay. So let's listen to Queen Bee real quick and then we're going to come back to you. So.
Awesome.
Okay.
honey that tastes so sweet. Feel the tremble when our body's meet. Lips like honey that tastes so sweet. Feel the trembles when our bodies meet. Queen bee, baby. You want a little nibble of my honeycomb? Prove to me, baby, that you won't roam. You want a little nibble of my honeycomb? Well, prove to me, baby, that you won't roam. Queen bee, baby.
Okay, so the Queen Bee, that to me, you mentioned Wanda Jackson earlier.
Mhm.
When I first listened to that, it immediately struck me as like that Wanda Jackson singing style, or even the Collins Kids.
Oh, I love them. Yes.
Yeah, that kind of style. And what's the whole Queen Bee? Is that like an attitude song?
Oh, very much so. Absolutely. I hear you buzzing around my hive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
absolutely.
It's clever because how important are lyrics to rockabilly music or that kind of music? Is it equal to the?
Myself personally, as a
Mhm.
songwriter, I like to tell a story.
Okay.
Whether I'm getting a point across of like an attitude song like Queen Bee or another one of my songs, we've got three albums and an EP out. And there's songs that I pulled from my old singer-songwriter days that I've adapted to this genre and this style of music. It depends on what story it is I'm trying to tell. Obviously, you gotta have a good lick. You gotta have a good hook, whether it's a musical hook, and you gotta have a good upright bass sound too. That's pretty important.
Okay. Do you prefer to record in studios on your three albums, or did you do anything in your living room?
So we recorded in studio. There was a really cool analog place called Fry Pharmacy. I recorded two of them there. And the third one was recorded at Memphis Magnetic, actually, in Memphis, Tennessee. Same engineer. He just moved to Memphis and got this amazing old bank building and turned it into a studio and had that wonderful analog feel to it again as well. And it just kind of adds to, I feel like, the whole experience of recording the album and then pushing that into the sound of the album as well.
Whatever you do live, I guess every live show is going to be different depending on the venue and the setup and the sound and how much or not sound.
And the audience too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The audience, yeah.
So at Rockabillaque, you have kind of a captive crowd of aficionados. It really does draw. I mean, Devin, what do you think? How many people were there last year?
It does draw quite a crowd. I wouldn't say aficionados, but not like experts. It's like no one's like, well, technically, this falls more under country or this falls more under R&B. It's all people there, ready to experience.
Yeah,
the performance. But Jane, what is your take on rockabilly in general? I know I know you've been to a lot of rockabilly festivals. How do you feel? Is this your first time playing at Rockabillaque?
So this will be my second time playing at the Charleston location. It's been several years since we've been over there. We played the Florida one maybe last year, but this will be my second time there at Rockabillaque.
What do you think of festivals? How do you like that?
Oh, I love them. I absolutely love playing music festivals. Car shows are my favorite. I have an old 65 Dart myself, so I love old cars and I love being around all the hot rods and, just kind of my people type thing, with all the people that love the old cars and the old music and stuff and real down to earth. I love it. It's so much fun. And it's such a nice mesh when you can get, a lot of good bands in there too that are different genres and a nice little mix of it all.
Yeah, and there are. And I think the lineup is really strong this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Jane, before we get rolling, do you have anything to promote? What is the best way for anyone to reach you to get your music and whatnot?
So we're on all of the download. Let me rephrase that. We're on all the downloady music places that you can find your music, all of them, whichever ones you
Spotify
like
and
to go
everything.
to.
Yeah.
Spotify, Apple, all of them. But you can also get directly from us on our Bandcamp or through our website, janerosemusic.com. We
Okay.
have a 45 that we just put out, and it's pink. I'm very excited about that. And we've also got UK tour that we're working on for October next year.
Wow.
And of course, we're playing Viva Las Vegas in April. I'm excited about that too.
That's going to be amazing.
And you're bringing some merch down North Charleston for us?
Oh yes, I absolutely
for the people
am.
to buy?
I'll have a big old tote of everything. We're about to discontinue all 3 of our current t-shirts so I can make room for new stuff. So it'll be the last chance for most people to buy stuff will be this weekend.
Okay, cool. That sounds
Awesome.
great. Cool. We're going to take it away. I just want to ask one thing. We're going to finish off this one with Left Lane Boogie. Why is it not Right Lane Boogie?
Because it's the passing lane, and that's usually where
That's
I'm
right.
driving because I'm passing everybody.
Gotcha.
Okay, good. I'm a slowpoke, so someone needs to write a very like a Paul Anka version called Right Lane Boogie for me. So
You know, it's funny when we played that song in the UK. Of course, you drive on the other side of the road, so
right.
the fast
Yeah.
lane is the right lane over there. So for them, it was a little confusing until I had to explain it to them.
yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you smartened them up. All right. Well, Jane, thanks for joining us, and we will see you this weekend and have a beer with y'all.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that sounds fantastic, and I look forward to meeting both of y'all.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Stay safe.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
You can take I-40 where the cops don't go. Let her know wine, leave some rubber on the road. Left lane boogie, drive it fast. Drive it hard, drive it fast till you run out of gas. Oh, left lane boogie, keep the pedal to the floor. Give it all she's got, give it till there ain't no more. Hey, left lane boogie, keep the pedal to the floor. Give it all she's got, give it till there ain't no more, no more. You're the tortoise, I'm the hare. Get out of my lane, you better beware. Left lane boogie, get out of my way. I'll move over, get out of my way. We ain't got all day. Hey, left lane boogie, keep the pedal to the floor. Give it all she's got, give it till there ain't no more. Oh, left lane boogie, keep the pedal to the floor. Give it all she's got, give it till there ain't no more. Give it to us, Lana. Oh yeah! The engine screaming at 110. I'm a hugging the curves.